Hi guys, welcome to YILDIZ readings for those of you who are new. So here we have your romance read, but it's not just any old romance read. We try to help to give you as much information relating to your ascension, chakras, balance, empowerment, to get the best out of your love life and to tune into the energy both psychically and astrologically. I also do twin flame coaching and energy check-ins regularly as I am a twin flame. So if you do need a booking, the link is directly below. Please join us as these updates are regular here at YILDIZ readings, and we will not make you wait any longer. Let's get into your romance house and see what could be energetically coming through for you. Love and light, guys. Grab a cuppa, sit back and relax, and let's get into it. Pisces, welcome back. We are here to do your twin flame soulmate read. For those of you that don't know, I'm a twin flame coach. I'm also a psychic medium, as well as I cover the astrology and the moon energy. Now, we do have your energy here for the romance for the month of March, and with time, obviously, we have Mercury in shadow. I am increasing my content and bringing more to you so you can stay well informed. Now, I have pulled the energy ahead of time, and the water signs have been very interesting to channel in a psychic domain. And my intent for this read is to both give you the astrological aspects, but more so of what's going to aid you to actually understand how to deal with the matrix of the connection, what potentially the energies can be coming through, as well as any channel messages that are coming. In a sense, you did have with Mercury in shadow, and it's sort of like we're moving out of a 2-month cycle. You know, there may have been some stagnancy in our spiritual connections, our emotional connections. We had last month, we had the sun, the moon, we had Mercury all in Aquarius, we had Venus in Aquarius, and we really were sitting very thick in that frequency. For you, it does. I'm going to quickly look at your chart if I can look over the... Yeah, which, okay, psychology, right? Your mindset and healthy boundaries with individuals, plus your findings and your understandings of the groups around you. I do really feel from a psychic point of view, we're going to, with these findings, with this Pisces energy coming through, we have Venus at the moment in Pisces moving into March. So, you know, this can be a return. I always find that when that sign transits and it's in the Venus house, it's you in the first place, because first place is the zodiac sign and it's currently transiting through Venus as well. It can do two things. It can make you come home to yourself and you feel very innately, intuitively connected to who you are. On the other esoteric level, it can take you to a level where emotions from the past can come back, which is a potential. We're still in that Mercury phase of Aquarius retrograde, and you could be psychologically analysing those things, trying to understand what the family and the tribe unit was, what your childhood was. And moving into this month, we did have transits moving through Cancer, and I just kept hearing Cancer, more the zodiac sign for you, which again, it was family and tribe I kept hearing, and I'm bouncing the table, so I'm going to try and move my leg. This table's not high enough, quite frankly, but we're using what we have, Pisces, okay? The ruin that you have for this month, okay, dream big, I'm telling you, 12th house placement, dream big. Now I'm going to read from the book. Beautiful swan on the book. Now, we did have the full moon, I believe on the 27th in Virgo, and it was at the critical degree point. For you, Virgo links to, from an emotional point of view, your relationship sector. So yes, it's very clear that potentially you could be emotionally looking at your contracts, looking at your connections, coming to terms with those things. And the analogy I used moving into March was similar to a few years ago, where we felt moving into the beginning of the year, it was like after all that, you know, heavy energy, you know, it was from 2017 through 18. For some people, it was super heavy. And that was through an awakening stage. We're all collectively moving into the age of Aquarius, having this massive shift and having to look at things from a psychological level, spiritually, you know, keeping grounded, but learning this new version of ourselves inside the matrix of this situation. The colour links to gold with this. It's also Virgo. Virgo is innately connected to analytics, looking at your psychology, your well-being, your health, your mindset, and inside of connections, how it's directly affected. Also, where potentially you felt you had to be perfect, expectations were there, and it's also earth and air. Now, I'm going to read from the book, let's see, from an esoteric and mundane level. Okay, protection, sanctuary, prayer, friendship, trust, esoteric, mystical communication with the divine, guardian, spirit, absorption of protection, cosmic energies, faith in the divine. The quadrant may be in need of protection. And this is in the reverse. And maybe in the past this is how you spiritually felt, but confirms that such protection is assured. All the quadrant needs to do is confirm his link with the divine through prayer, meditation, and asking, especially when we're going through a difficult time. 12th house is very spiritual in nature. Also, Aquarius is directly linked to Uranus, which is very spiritual, as crown chakra. So you may have had to keep your fluids up. Sometimes we can experience headaches, feeling a little bit off, feeling foggy, and we will during the shadow phase of Mercury, in shadow moving up into the 13th. So when it comes to your romantic connections and it comes to the things that you're thinking about, you're trying to get anchored in with that situation. That's more from the mundane of the astrology aspect to understand ascension. And when we talk about ascension, it's your mind and how it's been affected by vibrations. Okay. So, sometimes we can feel as though we are facing great peril, and it's more because the unknown is uncertain and it can make you feel some sort of way. I'm going to get into the read, and it's almost, I'm saying, like the key of life. Being connected in with source, feeling and understanding, going through the 7 stages of healing, looking at those circumstances. Your heart chakra, and it's higher heart chakra from the Virgo moon. So because we had the full moon in Virgo, in the next 6 months things will look very different. But the full moon at the critical degree is ushering that energy in. And generally we can look at moon phases and it's like, okay, we're embodying the emotion. We're going to be moving through, and I'm still knocking the table, we're going to be moving through a portal, so to speak, of a new beginning. And it's a bit like the Fool card in the tarot. You're moving into it and you're like, heck, I don't really know where I'm going. I'm walking in the dark. I'm looking for the light. The power's gone off. Okay, how do I do that? I'm intuitively guided to, through my previous experience, walk through the room, move towards the door, and I'm sure I've got some candles in the basket. So it's an intuitive energy. But it's a complete knowing that, yes, everything's going to be okay, but at the same time, it can be that uncertainty of I'm basing something on a hunch here. Now, the connections was really the Aquarian energy. So a lot of us collectively might have been looking at where relationships maybe, we might have had kids, we might have had jobs, bills, friendship groups and people needing on us. And now where you are in the matrix of all those connections, where they are, if they're here, if they're not, sometimes from a spiritual point of view, we can be coming to terms with people that are passed over and we're really wishing that we had their soul support. And they do come through to us more so from our mindset, and it can be more from a memory sense when we're facing those very adverse circumstances. So the funny thing is, this card, I am using the native spirit cards. Now I will pull one more, but this one particular card that's come out, and it's so funny, with directionals and a compass, I always go, never eat soggy wheat bix. You're looking at the past. Now this is Spirit Keeper of the South. Never eat, something's going down. But it's that's kind of the intuition, but it's actually not, right? You're coming up out of it. Now, I put this card back in the deck 3 times because I kept getting sidetracked and hearing the term Cancer, the zodiac sign. And in the house system, Cancer collectively is family and home, but it's emotions and moon. And it can be mother energy. It may be you as a feminine, it may be you as a masculine, looking at your emotions and your feelings and looking at female connections, point blank zero, or directly just your emotions. But it's like this feeling that you have is, you know, is everything going to be okay? Can things come together? The healing through this circumstance is due to the fact that your energy last month was transiting through the full moon in Virgo at the critical degree. So you may have felt a little bit anxious. Is everything going to be okay? When is my soul tribe coming in? You know, how am I feeling due to this? It could be circumstances that are causing angst and confusion and old wounds to come up. It will pass as we move into the month of March, especially after the 13th. We'll have some sort of understanding about what we need to leave at the door and what we can take with us, like the Fool card in the Tarot. Now, the thing is, your link with Source and your link with these connections is always there. Sometimes we can feel we're disconnected and it's an internalization of such. Doesn't necessarily mean that because a person isn't directly with you here, that we're not interconnected. But there's shadow energies being viewed upon in this. Now, your crowning energy, again, you know, almost feeling like you're going to hear bad news, feeling like, you know, conflict with, again, group energies. However that's been playing out for you, many of you are wanting to keep away from white noise and drama. Others of you are observing people going through these emotional changes with what's happening in the collective, and it's affecting your auric field as well. And I do feel a lot of us over the next 2 weeks are having that spiritual upgrade. We're looking at our romantic connection. And I will be channeling in a moment, you know, what's coming through from me psychically for you to help you get ready and be prepared and aware. I do feel, again, something's in your mind. You're thinking on maybe previous conversations, what people say, what opinions are. And again, because we have the North Node in Gemini, it's all these things coming through. It's almost like us becoming a jack of all trades, you know, gossip and things like that. And having to get grounded and needing a bit of physical space. You're looking back to the heyday in this connection of where, you know, it was innocent and pure. And I do feel, I kept hearing this song, Return to Innocence. Something in this, it's like an aspect of you feel is void. An aspect of you is, you know, you've got the celebration card and you've got trust yourself. And you could be taking something, you could be looking at Neptune, the dream energy in Pisces. You know, were you in alignment? Did you see something correct? Did you misunderstand something? Can you have this spiritual connection? Is it going to be okay? Where's this happiness? And I kept hearing reciprocity. It's like, where is that? Can it come back? Can the innocence of this situation come back to the forefront of where we are right now during these circumstances? I feel a lot of wounding, but it's this detox. It's a detox energy. And I do feel you could feel a little bit, you know, protective of yourself. Needing to upgrade, feeling very fatigued, maybe feeling unmotivated. And again, I'm going to pull a chakra card on this, and I have got some romance angels, which I will be channeling through, which is the new deck. Love Oracle. I think when it does come to toxic connections, point blank zero, and this is, it's not just romance for you at the moment. It's the people, places, and things, and it's the circumstances. And I think, you know, I'm not looking at this feminine, you know, and this is emotion. When I see feminine on a card, I read for collective energy consciousness. So with the gold, again, this rune relates to gold, which is crown chakra, your thoughts. You know, you're awakening through this process. You're seeing the jigsaw pieces of the puzzle coming together. I'm hearing the term love hurts, but no, it's more a perspective. Glass half full, glass half empty. I feel you're just really recovering. I think you've already, how do I put it? It's like you've gone through the portal. You've come through the other side. You're sitting there. It's already done. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's past. You're now processing, and you processed it. I feel you're kind of sitting in it going, okay, that was an interesting phase. You're not it can be the stresses that your body's endured and needing to have a little bit of rest time. Now, another thing that potentially may have come up, let me have a look. Okay, you might have been very unwell at the beginning of February. You're trying to be your own best friend. I feel sometimes you feel like a speck of sand and you would really like to have someone there for you. You would even accept the friendship in this circumstance, but it's like you're doing it for yourself at the moment. I do feel there's some circumstances playing out where you could be a little bit protective of individuals around you, but it is and it's coming from the purest of intent that you don't want someone to get hurt. But you're very tired. You're stepping back and you're observing it and you're reflecting over your years and your connections and you know, the things that you learnt, and you're much wiser for it. It's like either it's happening in your life or you just, and I just keep seeing you looking right back. Be aware of what you project, for the qualities you admire in others are the qualities you both possess. And I feel you purely know that. And I feel there could be a circumstance outside of you that's happening. It could be in your love life as well. And you understand, you're seeing the mirror, you're talking to them, you're observing the old patterns. If you're not directly in communication with them, you're going to be seeing a mirroring energy and gaining some perspective, so to speak. And it's not judgment. Again, it's heart-centered energy. Where is it? It's heart-centered energy. I feel at times you felt like you've had to do a lot on your own. And I'm just going to paint what they're showing me. That you've had to pursue, that you've had to do, you know, this can be everything. It just feels like it's been on you. Like, okay, dream's on you, go get it. I feel that's coming back to you again, but it's like you're getting back into alignment and you're going, right, there's some things I need to change. I'm moving towards my happiness. I'm moving towards my bliss. Again, love. You, Neptune. You're connected to Neptune. And to Uranus and Taurus. So how it's coming through is the future tense with your love life. It's like through this portal that you're going, you're almost coming out the other side of the tunnel, and that dream is right at the door. It's like some of you might be walking in a particular direction, you know, having an understanding and going, right, okay, you're rising from the ashes. You're like, okay, and you know, we're going to have Mars entering Gemini. I feel it's you raising yourself from the ashes and just standing very firm and creating healthy boundaries with love interest, okay? Even if you're not in communication, it's the intent, it's the vibration you're embodying. And I'm just looking at that and I was like, okay, cool. And it's like, okay, if you want something, you're going to do it. You know, you're going to move that through. And I'm hearing the song Fireflies, and I don't know how that's relevant, but it's Fireflies. You don't want to argue. You've had enough. You don't want to argue. It might have even been argument with self, but I just feel a very firm intention that you're going to become very, very determined. Okay, what's happening with them? They respect your point of view. You know, and other people do as well. They do respect your point of view, but it's your body language. It's not really, as per se, anything you're saying. This person could be watching you via social media, or, you know, they're checking up on you. It's observant, but they're also very intuitive. They feel you're very intuitive when it comes to connections. They also feel they can't hide anything from you. In the past, they didn't really get that. They thought that maybe the energy was different. That's what I'll say. But that's how they saw it in the past. But now in their belief system, they're realizing the error of their ways. But they also realized that they needed to follow their intuition more so than what they potentially had. They're not judging you for some of the things that went down, but they're also, you know, they're owning it. They're owning some of the crosswise in this connection. Okay, some of you, there's another storyline coming through. There may have been a distance between you. This can be continent distance. And that can be one particular energy for a particular person. It's either you were living at afar, you may have moved through, you know, from one connection to another. This connection that came in for you, you may have had to choose a particular path. It wasn't that they judged you for it. It was more the fact that, like, you guys met for a reason. This can be like a soulmate energy. This person, it's like it came together. It felt so right. But the pulling away from each other almost had to happen because potentially there was something happening at home. It could have been relating to family. You're making peace with that. You will firmly move into the belief that things do happen for a reason. But this is coming back on the table. This new beginning in love, all things love. It does feel that, you know, this person gets that now. There might have been judgment in the past. Even if you felt they were judging though, again, I'm seeing the mirror. It might have been they knew that you had to do that. Even though that was a temporary situation, like, you know, it was going to evolve. One of you may have wanted children. You do have a new beginning here at hand. Some of you do have two paths. Yeah, two paths. And it does feel bringing it to life. It's like leaving one situation. Now, this could be the exact same person. When I say leaving a situation, guides can speak quite rhetorically. Thanks. So, it can physically be the same individual, especially when I say I see two energies. Two energies from a psychic point of view can be physically that person has transformed. On the other level, this could be two direct paths. Some of you are really feeling you have waited, you've been very patient, you've gone through those 7 stages of healing. You're wanting a new beginning, point blank, zero. You're moving towards the sun energy to make peace with it, to resurrect yourself, and to move towards a new co-creative endeavor. It's like, right, this is a fresh start. And again, I keep seeing the full card. Yeah, you are trusting. You're trusting that this can be transformed. You're feeling as though, you know, with this connection, you're going to attract it in. You're wanting a very firm bond. You're wanting a very deep connection with this individual. Now, external, there may have been so many delays, and it's almost like it did draw you to feel that this had to just be cut down. But you took a very firm stand. It really helped you grow. But in observing it, there is deep passion here, but you could be physically watching a person transform directly in front of you. And there could be for some of you a circumstance where you go back into a connection, or you're currently in it, and you are physically visualizing another human being change before your eyes. But this is in a very positive sense, but it does feel that it's very difficult for them to go through this. And again, I just keep seeing, it's almost like you guys are swapping storylines, but theirs is being achieved quite quick. And it's almost like you've challenged them into this vibration. May not even be through words. It's just by your standpoint, your demeanor, your intuition, your vibration. And that's really how they're seeing you, that you're a wise one, that you're an ascended master, so to speak. I do feel there's something that both of you are going to have to address, and this has come through for the collective, so it doesn't surprise me. You know, when we talk about karmic cycles, it's unfinished business. It's something that is embedded inside us, that is drawn towards us. I do feel yin and yang, masculines, feminines are prepared for this. It may be not necessarily for you or them, but for individuals, I could hardly say that, individuals around you, because there are certain pockets of people that do tend to trigger other people into ascension. What do I mean by that? You know, as you grow and you build that heart-centered energy and you endure a frequency, and then your love interest endures that frequency, you are matched in that energy without judgment. So the analogy I was using is almost like a tower moment. The house is broken down. You're resurrecting it either individually or together, and the inconvenience is the dust. And you come in and you're cleaning it up because it's the external test of resolve to complete that task. But it's for the dust to be placed in its correct environment so that everything can be in its correct divine order. So, probably a bad analogy, but hey, that's what I had. This circumstance coming in isn't necessarily to test you. It's because you're ready. It's a bit like, okay, Ascendant Master, the situation's coming towards you. Fear not. We're showing you that you have actually evolved. This is for the both of you. So I do feel, for those of you that aren't together, there is a circumstance in the next 2 weeks that is coming through. Yes, it may feel like a test, but you're going to pass with flying colours. You may have to be extremely patient though, because individuals surrounding you may not be as patient, may not be as understanding, and it can be a little bit testing. But it is for them to ascend. Try not to enable, but I do feel there will be a circumstance playing out. Now I'm going to dig deep into the romance to see what's going on with this love interest, with this karmic wheel. They're ready for it. You're both ready for it. This test that's coming, we will go into in the extension read. I do feel you're standing firm. Some of you, I do feel there's going to be a physical conversation. It could be a meeting of ice, especially if you haven't seen each other for a while and you come back. It's almost like through your mind's eye, you may have already gone through a portal and you're now going to be hearing what they've gone through. And it's like an equal energy. And I do feel you'll be suitably impressed. Suitably impressed the way the demeanor is going to come through. Trust your intuition when it comes to what's coming up, because you'll be extremely psychic this month. You'll be very receptive. Use tourmaline and use amethyst, due to the fact that you're Pisces in nature. Keep your fluid up, clear your crown chakra. We are having a new moon in Pisces. It will be first house placement. About a week in, a week out, you'll find you can feel a little bit off, but it is going to adjust. Just move through it. It's like a rebirth for you. Be gentle to yourself. I will come to you and give you the psychic energies. At this point, I'm going to move into the extension to see, this person's really silent. It's funny because whenever I try to go, it's like, no, I've got, your guides want something more to say. They do have a lot to say to you. And again, it's funny because it's almost like the rest of it, and I know there's a lot to come through, it's almost like they want to tell you in private. That's probably why I'm going through to the extension read, and the extension read is done in private, because that's really the way they're coming through with this circumstance, that the things that they want to tell you are for your ears only. Love and light. Stay tuned for this last message and update, and I will see you during the month for the Twin Flame Psychic updates, the moon energies and astrology and more. Love and light, guys. Thanks for joining us. If you do want the extension read, it is in the link directly below in the box. Also, all the booking information is there. Please subscribe if you do want to have current updates relating to astrology, moon energy, twin flame path, I do have super chats, so if you do feel you can't afford a reading, you can jump through and have a question during the sessions, as well as if you haven't joined my website, please do, because I do put up notifications relating to when I'm coming live, any events coming up, and specials. Take care. I will see you later. Have a great week.